Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Altered Perspective. Episode 34. That was the first time we used that intro, so it kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed it. I was like, oh, they finally took Evan out.
Yeah, but it makes it weird. Like, it doesn't have the flow that it used to. I don't know. We'll
need to get a new one made.
Yeah, because, like, the boom for the last one came right at the end of, like, the little musical measure that played. It was, like, perfect. I don't know. It serves its purpose for now.
It does its job.
Yes. So, dude, Fat Pat, he lost.
Did he?
Against me. And you know what? He probably could have went another hour at least. He was getting drunk and I was winning. But his wife called him and like chewed him out. He put her on speakerphone, like live on the show, and she chewed him out because she was waiting in the driveway to pick him up.
Oh, damn.
And you know how you play that game on your phone, so she's calling him and he's just like ignoring her call and trying to play this game. So yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, okay. So he had to throw in the towel then.
Yeah, he threw in the towel. We probably went for about 3 hours. At first he won like the first trivia game, but by the time we got to like the fourth trivia game, he was starting to slur his speech and that kind of stuff. So yes, I'm still undefeated in the Spin Till You Spew trivia contest.
Damn.
There you go.
Yeah.
We need to play Spin Till You Sperm.
Spin to you sperm?
Yeah. I don't know.
What?
I just said something.
How does spinning cause you to ejaculate?
It depends on who you're spinning with.
Wow. So you got a new setup, Pimpmunk, and everything just looks so different now.
Yeah, well, this is not going to stay looking like this. This is the same room, it's just in a different part of the room. I got a new computer system.
Yeah.
I haven't got it all hooked up yet. So I tore everything down, and there's 2 cables I got to get, which I will be getting tomorrow. And I said, fuck it, I'm not going to put everything back together, then to just have to tear it all down again. So this is what you get: this shitty angle with a closet behind me.
It happens.
Yeah, it's nice to get to see a part of your wardrobe. I feel even closer to you.
And by the way, that's clothes I haven't worn in many years.
Oh, well, at least they have a home.
That's clothes. That's clothes back when I wasn't so fat.
Oh, yeah, I have clothes like that. I have like skinnier clothes for sure.
But I'm glad they're there because I keep looking at them. So I'm going to wear you in a few months because I'm losing weight. So it's like a goal to bit my fat ass in those fucking jeans back there.
I hope you make it, and then you can take before and after photos. Don't forget to pose for us too.
Yeah,
show us what you got.
Back when I lost all that weight before, when I used to weigh almost 600 pounds. Then I got down to 250. Dude, I was like a little bitch, man. I constantly took selfies. Look at me now.
You became an instant thought, like, you want to lose weight? Do what I did.
but then I gained the shit back. Well, 100 pounds back. Not all the way, but yeah.
I have a few announcements I have to make. For everyone who's a patron of mine, check out the perks. I've updated the perks on Patreon. Follow the link below. You get a lot more for what you pay for now. Go take a look at that, and you'll see. Also, Streamlabs open throughout the entire show. We have a goal for the first hour of the show, and anytime you send in a Streamlabs, if we don't get to it right away, we'll read it after the segment. But if you if your donation is $5 or more, it'll read it through text to speech. So it'll interrupt us, and we'll have to acknowledge your presence. Send anything you'd like us to cover on the show to the drunkenpeasantsinbox at gmail.com. That's for both shows. We get all of our content through there. Also, there's a link in the description below. I have a Discord. If you want to join the Discord, feel free to go there and join that. And that's mostly it.
My dick. My dick.
Your dick?
My dick.
Your dick.
My dick.
Okay. That's funny.
I just think Pimpmunk likes talking about his dick.
I do. I love my little dick. It looks like
balls.
It looks like a pinky finger having a seizure when it starts to get erect, but still.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's bad. It's really small.
Pimp spunk. Do a sperm.
Do a sperm. It's spermgasm, by the way.
Pimp spunk. Oh my God.
Spermgasm.
Did you see this one?
Yep, I've seen that one. I shared that one. I shared every one of them. I told people to send them to me, and I'll share them. I was showing them today on the show. I think they're fucking hilarious.
This one?
That one I don't like.
That's you and Egghead as one.
I know. That's why I don't like it.
Why not?
Girl.
Because I'm better than Egghead.
I want, because I'm better than Egghead. You know, last night I made an offer to Egghead. And he got mad and rage quit and like left my server. I got him to come back though. But I was like, Egghead, I want you to buy a pack of Big Red gum, and I want you to take one of the sticks of Big Red gum and lick the wrapper and stick it to your forehead. And if you can let it stay on your forehead for 5 minutes, I'll give you $100.
Really? And you wouldn't do it?
Yeah. Well, he's like, I'll think about it. I was like, I'll bring you on DP and you can do it.
That's like a priest penis for $100, man.
Have you ever done that shit with Big Red gum?
No, I've never done that. Damn.
Try it out and let me know.
I've done crack though.
Dude, what it does is I don't know how this works. This is something I found out in middle school. For whatever reason, the Big Red gum wrapper, when stuck to your forehead skin, will literally burn your skin, and you'll get like a rectangle on your forehead that'll last it'll last at least a few days too. Like
from the cinnamon or what?
Yeah, only a few days. Well, hell, that's no big deal.
It's the cinnamon. Yeah, it burns your skin.
Damn.
Most people can't even do it for longer than a minute.
Oh.
Did you see the cinnamon challenge where you put a whole spoon of ground cinnamon in your mouth?
Yeah.
Billy claims.
Did you do it?
That like kill people?
I've never done it, but Billy claims he could do it successfully.
Somebody did die because of that though.
That's
somebody
insane.
died because of the cinnamon challenge.
They choked to death or something.
Well, people managed to die.
Well, of course.
Every meme.
Yeah, well, of course, you know these are people that also would light themselves on fire in a bathtub, so it doesn't surprise me.
Did you see that one where they was lighting their kids on fire in the
hand sanitizer? No, kids in the tub.
Yeah, they were pouring alcohol or whatever on the kids and then light them on fire because it burns off real quick. And it was mostly.
What is that like?
It's mostly black folk doing it.
Who does that? Who lights their kids on fire?
Apparently, African Americans.
Hey, you know what? I got the perfect title. I got the perfect title for that particular challenge. It's called the Abraham Challenge.
Yeah. Yeah, that is an Abraham challenge.
Yeah, that's actually good. That's a good punchline there. I like that.
All right.
See, Abraham was going to kill his kid.
Yeah, Isaac. Wasn't it Isaac?
Yeah.
It was Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac.
He was that close to shanking and burning his kid, all because he heard God.
You know what's crazy? You know the craziest fucking thing. Well, not the crazy, but one of the craziest things in the Bible is I was on the atheist Bible study this past Sunday, and we was reading about fucking Samson. This dude killed 10,000 people with a damn donkey jawbone.
Yeah. Yeah, he was badass too, but then he cut off his hair. What is the fucking point of that story anyway? Like, how does that relate to anything else biblically?
I don't know, but
well, I mean, do you want an explanation? I mean, I could explain it if you wanted.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Go for it.
Okay, so basically, the major theme of the Old Testament is, adherence to God's word. So basically, while Samson was adhering to God's word, he was, powerful, and he killed 10,000 fucks, with donkey jawbones, and but as soon as he went against God's word and he married I think it was like a Midianite woman or something like that.
Delilah.
Delilah. Yeah, as soon as he did that, then he lost God's favor and he, was killed, basically. So, the entire moral and theology of the story is adherence to God's word and what God says, or else you will get fucked by God.
But the whole story's fucked anyway. Because didn't he kill 300 people because they didn't get a riddle? Yeah, something like that.
Probably.
He poisoned 300 people because they didn't understand his riddle.
Yeah, well,
sounds
I know
reasonable.
Yeah, I know, right? Doesn't sound psychotic at all.
No, that's what I would do. You don't get what I'm saying? You die, and all your friends die.
Yes.
Well, no, it's crazy if you read the Old Testament. God killed two of what was it? Moses' brother, Joseph, maybe. What killed two of his sons because they didn't burn the right incense. He shoved fireballs up their ass.
This goddamn picture. This pig's killing me, big. Come on, goddamn.
Dude, this is the best picture ever. Anyway, we'll move on. It's not really a slow news day, but all of the news is about the same thing. It's all about Kavanaugh.
I haven't heard about it. Enlighten me.
Kavanaugh.
Heard about it.
Okay, so when a Supreme Court justice retires, the seated president gets to nominate judges to the Supreme Court to take their place, and then that nomination goes before the House, I believe. Do they go before the Senate? I can't remember.
The Senate.
Okay, they go before the Senate, and then the Senate votes on whether or not to make them a Supreme Court justice, and then basically they're one for life until they decide to retire. And the guy that Trump nominated, once he was nominated to the Supreme Court, this woman came out and said that back 30 years ago, when she was in high school, she went to a party that this guy was at, and he molested her, basically. But they were the same age. It wasn't like he was an older guy. They were both high school students and stuff like that.
Then it's okay to get molested.
I'm not saying it's okay. But what I'm saying is, my thing about it is that it can't be confirmed, and it happened so long ago that we shouldn't set a standard where someone can just accuse someone of something that happened so long ago and use that as a political tactic to keep people out of office. Because then you could just do it to anybody now. Literally, you could to anybody.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Kavanaugh himself today refused an FBI investigation into it. He wouldn't agree to it at all. So I don't know. It's I've listened to both Ford's and Kavanaugh's not interrogation, but questioning, and it seems so blatantly obvious that he doesn't want any investigation into the matter, because it's not just Ford. It's also two other women at least, as well as multiple people backing up that he was a shithead in college and in high school.
Sure.
So I don't know. It seems like the evidence is stacking up against him. I do think that these allegations, they don't need to be taken as pure fact right off the bat. Right. I do think that they need to be carefully investigated. I think since. Good.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't think a lack of investigation is evidence of anything, though. So, I mean, and it shouldn't be up to him whether or not it actually gets investigated, right?
Oh, well, no, I don't think that it should be up to him. But I mean, a senator today point blank asked him, "Do you support an FBI investigation?" And he just couldn't bring himself to say, "Yes, I support that."
Who would support an investigation against them?
Well, I don't know. If somebody came against me saying I raped them, I'd be like, "Do an investigation." You're not going to find shit. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I figured if he was innocent, I mean, he'd be like, "Fucking investigate." I don't give a shit.
You were really good to cover your tracks, weren't you?
That. There are so many ways to spin evidence a different way, even if it's proving that you're innocent. There's so many ways to present it differently that they can get you with something that you didn't actually do. So if they start digging, I'd be worried.
Right. No one wants to be investigated. I mean,
this happened when he's in high school.
Yes.
Okay, now
it was high school.
I'm gonna say like a dig here. We all do shit when we were a fucking dumbass kid that we wouldn't do now.
Right, but and you know what? It could very well have happened, but it's not definitively proven, and I don't think it necessarily can be now. So long after. Here's Trump talking about Kavanaugh, I believe.
We're told that President Trump has been watching closely, which is no surprise. He said he would be as he returned to the White House this morning from New York City and the UN meetings that he was presiding over. John Roberts joins us now from the White House. John, anything you can tell us about the reaction or what is the mood over there?
Right now, the mood is wait and see, I think. The president came back to the White House about an hour ago, went right into the residence. He had been watching aboard Air Force One. The Marine is not out in front of the West Wing, so I don't think the president's in the Oval Office, which means he could still be up in the residence watching, although the president of Finland just arrived, so not quite sure what the president is doing at this particular moment. There were some reports that the president was raging about the testimony. I'm told that's not true.
Fake news.
Reaction to what he's been seeing, it was not characterized. The person I talked to said we're going to wait until the end of the day before we comment. We want to see both sides on all of this. But I get a sense that the people here at the White House who are just members of the staff and as well the people who are involved in the confirmation proceedings for Brett Kavanaugh.
So this guy has already been a judge for a long time, right? He just yeah. So it's just weird that he's already been a judge for a super long time, long enough to be legitimately considered to be a Supreme Court justice. So it's just weird how now something that happened when he was in high school is being they're having hearings about it to see whether or not he should be appointed to the Supreme Court. I just think I think it's really weird.
But that's what we do these days, right? We go back and we dig deep because we can. Yeah. It's so strange. We do that to all kinds of people now. I don't understand when it started or why it started.
But if he is doing shit like that, then but there's no other way to prove it, I guess.
Well, no, I mean, there would be ways to prove it. I mean, because it's not just high school that he's done this shit in. I mean, it's high school, college.
Yeah.
I mean, he shoved his dick in the face of Debbie in college, and then apparently he was part of some kind of. Oh.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. Well, I mean, honestly, the Cosby was recently convicted, and the claims against him were just about as old. So I think that it's good that he got outed, brought to court, and investigated. Yeah. And I mean, because I get that not every single instance of this deserves FBI investigation. But considering that he's being nominated to a Supreme Court position, I think that vetting that completely, I think, is a good idea. So I think that this has been brought up before he was actually nominated.
Yeah, what? I can see. Oh, that was the Patreon thing.
Yeah, it's some Riesling.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can definitely see your point.
I think it's a waste of time. Honestly, Unless he's like, because comparing this guy to Bill Cosby, I don't know if that's really.
Yeah.
I don't think that's I don't think.
Well, no. Hold on. No, I'm not saying that he's as worse as Bill Cosby. I'm saying that Bill Cosby's allegations were just about as old, and true, he did a lot worse, and it is different. But I was just saying the time spans.
Wasn't there an actual like admission from Bill Cosby though? Didn't Bill Cosby like get caught on tape saying he drugged people?
There's a tape. There is a tape.
Yeah. I mean, there was
but it's not allowed to hear. We're not allowed to hear.
There was mounds of actual evidence that Bill Cosby was drugging and raping people. But
what I think we're overlooking is GE's Freudian slip here. He said Bill Cosby. He's basically
Bill Cosby.
He's the rapist. Okay?
Bill Cosby too.
Yeah.
Kavanaugh are looking at this is.
I just kind of look at this as more weaponized Me Too movement bullshit, where now. Like, it doesn't matter how little evidence there is or how long ago the alleged event occurred. It's enough to where now we have to, like, the government has to focus on this shit, or even on the other side of it, people preemptively lose their jobs. Like Chris Hardwick loses his job.
Oh, there is no due process, especially in the public eye.
Right.
I mean, which is sad because, look, I think we have to be very sensitive to both sides. I think we should be very, very sensitive to the person who's claiming it, but I do also believe we have to be sensitive to the people that are being accused because there is a victim either way.
And then you had like Asia Argento being a big Me Too person, and then it turns out she was banging a 17-year-old, and there was like photos to like prove it and everything.
Yeah.
Isn't that usually how it goes, though? The ones that, defend something the most or fight for something the most usually try to cover up their own involvement in it.
The thing about that pissed me off the most was when all the Me Too movement people came out and said, we shouldn't rush to judgment. Well, that's what you do every time when a guy is accused of it.
Yeah.
But I just said we should be very careful in the situation, not jump on the accuser or the accused. We need to just give it due process and see what happens is what we need to do.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Ben said earlier that that's ridiculous to do for every single accusation. So I guess I don't. So you think it's ridiculous to investigate every allegation?
No, I don't.
Every allegation? Anonymous ones, yes, absolutely.
A possible reason is that she and he did not expect the past to resurface for either of them. The bigger you are, the more eyes are on you and eyes investigate, whether he or she wants you or not. Just look at Polanski.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what you said there. That makes sense to me. Because he's reached such a point now where now they feel like it's an actual issue, which is dumb because he's been a judge having a very large effect on the lives of many people before this, and no one gave a shit then.
But this is a whole lot.
Well, there's also a lot of attention to be gained from this whole thing too.
Yeah.
Well, I get that there's a lot of quote unquote attention to be gained, but I mean, the attention that Ford's getting isn't good. I mean, she's been chased out of her home. She's having to live anonymously somewhere. So, I mean, the attention that she's getting is not good. And I sincerely doubt that she would actually want the kind of attention that she's getting.
I think there's good and bad attention that she'd be getting, and because there's two sides to this, and she's a villain to the one side and a hero to the other side. So I think it comes with the good and with the bad, and I could probably much guarantee she could write a book or something like that, just based off of this alone.
Yeah, it's just a really weird subject to talk because so much nuance to everything in this subject.
But as far as investigating every claim, I don't even know if that would be possible anyway. But if it was, I guess it depends on what you mean by investigation. If an investigation is you look for evidence and there's almost none, that's hardly an investigation at all. But they did look into it. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if there is evidence, then something should be done about it. Like real evidence, not just an accusation. I just don't.
You mean
don't they
like
have
high
to
school
look into it?
calendars?
High school calendars?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, no, that's what Brett Kavanaugh gave them. Apparently, he kept a calendar in high school and he recorded events that he went to and he wrote down the names of 4 or 5 people that he went with.
Oh.
I mean, I don't know. I can't tell you the number of calendars that I have in there where I've got that shit written down. The answer is none. I don't have any.
No.
What? I have that. I have all of them.
Yeah, a lot of people do keep calendars like that.
I have all my rape days marked now.
Yep.
Well, I definitely still have one where I had a contest with my best friend who would sleep with the boyfriend more. So we did mark that down.
Oh. So you're a couple little slutty people. I hear you.
We were trying to outsex each other.
Little naughty girl. I see how that get. But yeah.
It happens. No, but those calendars, I feel like anything could be in there. You know, how are they evidence?
Well, I mean, yeah, well, they could be because are you here on that date? Was you there?
Did he write down that he raped someone on the calendar, or that he like?
How many times did it write?
I don't know.
Was gonna go to the party and didn't go.
Well, I mean, they could use it for like, okay, if he writes down on the calendar, I was at this party, and if she was raped at that party, I'm just using it as an example. Then you can put 2 and 2 together.
All that proves was that he was at the party.
Like this is all, but okay, in these kind of cases though, it's always circumstantial.
Is he denying that he was at the party? I don't even think so.
No, but I mean, you're never gonna have like 100% hardcore definitive proof. It's just like the most. Which one?
So all it takes is proof that you were in the same place as that person, and then them to accuse you of raping them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that most cases like this is based on circumstantial evidence. I mean,
how are they going to prosecute somebody for something who did?
They're not even
years ago.
They're not even prosecuting him. They're having a hearing with a woman who accused him of sexually assaulting her 30 years ago to see if this will affect whether or not he gets a position in the Supreme Court. That's it. So
somebody said he is denying he was at the party.
Oh, is he? Well, I mean, well, if there's evidence that he was at the party, then denying it seems like a bad move. But who knows, like, why?
You know what a bad move is? Raping is a bad move.
In his documents, he has written down somewhere the phrase "Devil's Triangle." And I don't know if you guys know what that means, but he's trying to play it off as a drinking game like coins. But if you look on the internet for a definition, it's when 2 guys fuck a girl.
Really?
Like,
I've never heard it called that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that either. But sure, like there's colloquialisms for places, things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I don't think that's like evidence that he's done anything, or the fact that he's trying to spin it as like a drinking game, because it might as well be. It very well could be like a local drinking game that they call it that. I'm just saying that prior to him mentioning that, it's it was linked to I think it's what is it? I can't remember another phrase that I've learned. that references that, but it's when 2 guys fuck a girl.
See, that's
but even if him and another guy fucked a girl, that doesn't necessarily mean it was rape. Is the devil's? No. In order for it to be the devil's triangle, does someone have to get raped? Because if not, then that isn't evidence that he raped anybody.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that it is evidence. Okay. I'm just saying that it's like a funny thing that he's got written down, and then he's trying to play it off as like a drinking game. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of funny because
I never heard it as a drinking game. I only know it as sex with 2 guys.
I've never heard it called that before, but
yeah,
really?
Me neither.
No.
I think it's
go ahead.
Spit roast. Somebody said it. Spit roast.
Yeah, that's I've heard it called that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that I've heard. Okay, yeah. Here's the problem. When you're going back like that many years ago, it's really hard to prove anything because it's so long ago. It's just like, people's memories are all washy and stuff. So it's just really hard. And I bet he was really hard too.
Damn it.
You're so naughty. Let's see what else we have here. President Donald Trump says he supports an Israel-Palestine two-state solution.
Well, thank you very much. It's great to be with Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister.
You could tell he rehearsed that name, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Minister of Israel and his representatives. Obviously, we have much to discuss. The Prime Minister was just thanking me again for what we did in Jerusalem with respect to the embassy. That's been.
Why is Donald Trump putting up the diamond cutter sign? Is what I want to know.
He's doing DDP yoga.
He's trying to be Merkel.
I guess was controversial, but it's turned out to be very positive in many ways, and a lot of progress is being made in many other areas. We're talking trade, we're talking military, we're talking defense, and we are very much in favor of what Israel is doing as far as their defense is concerned. They're aggressive and they have no choice but to be aggressive. It's a very difficult part of the world, so I just want to let
I just hate the fact that every time I see my president, I want to puke.
Yeah. I want to cut his hair off. I want to cut off his comb over.
I want to beat him up.
Every time I look at him, I can't help but to think of Toad from Mario Kart.
You know what though?
Oh shit!
Do you know what though? Yesterday, me and Billy the Fridge watched the Super Mario Brothers movie from 1992, and the character that Dennis Hopper plays, the King Koopa, is almost just like Trump, even down to the way he talks and everything, and. It's weird. The Twin Towers blow up in that movie too. There's a lot of crazy, weird shit in that movie. If you watch it now, it's just like, wow, that's crazy considering all the shit that happened after it.
They predicted the future.
Yeah.
The people know, let Bibi know that we are with you. We are with Israel 100%. Thank you, baby. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. President, when are you going to present your peace?
Did he say thank you, baby?
BB. That's like, that's his nickname, BB Netanyahu. I've heard others refer to him as that.
Excuse me.
Mr. President Donald, thank you. And this is a manifold thank you. First, thank you for your strong words yesterday in the General Assembly.
Wow, it's funny. They just filleted each other,
I like how he said that his beautiful words at the assembly. I'm guessing he's talking about the UN thing where the entire world laughed at him.
That was hilarious. Because he was doing his normal campaign speech thing where he's used to getting a huge pop from the audience, but instead he got laughed at.
Yeah, it was so embarrassing.
Let's see what else we got here. Man, it's all just like Trump talks about Kavanaugh.
Mr. President, let me follow up on Jim's question that I don't think we got an answer to.
Which one? Which question?
How have your personal experiences being accused by more than a dozen
I've been accused.
Oh, this is great. Because he just talks over her, doesn't let her finish asking her question, and then just goes on a tirade saying whatever he wants.
I've been accused.
Well, she is a woman.
Accusations.
Right.
Excuse me.
How have those?
I've been accused.
That's how you get someone to not ask a question that you don't want them to ask. You just talk over them.
I like how he's like, yeah, I've been accused. You want to fight about it?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to make something of it?
And I was accused by, I believe it was 4 women. You can check with Sean Hannity. You can.
He always does that. Ask Sean Hannity. That was one of his answers to a debate question when he was running for president. He literally responded to a debate question by saying, Sean Hannity was there. You can ask him. Ask Sean Hannity. It's like, wow.
Because he is the symbol of trust, Sean
Fox,
Hannity.
because they covered it very strong.
Totally unbiased Sean Hannity.
Who got paid? Excuse me.
He's like, excuse me. Shut the fuck up.
He put her in her, excuse me, bitch.
Excuse me, man is talking.
Yep.
I was accused by 4 or 5 women who got paid a lot of money to make up stories about me.
What about the women that you paid to not share stories about you?
Exactly.
Well, like, is there any actual evidence that women were paid to make up stories, or is it just him saying that?
No, there's evidence of him paying women to keep their mouth shut about him, though. That's basically proven.
We caught them, and the mainstream media refused to put it on television. They refused to even write about it.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, if mainstream media had proof that somebody was taking that money, they would put it on there because that's what they do. They love that shit. You know, saying they're just out to get you. Come on, suck my fucking dick.
There were 4 women, and maybe more. I think the number is 4 or 5. But one had a mortgage paid off her house, $52,000. Another one had other things happen. And the one...
Test, is there a Maddox list on this stream? No, there is not.
One that reported it, I believe, was offered $750,000 to say bad things about me. And she's the one that reported it. This woman is incredible. She reported it instead of taking the money. So I've had numerous accusations about me.
Right.
They made false statements about me, knowing they were false. I never met them. I never met these people. And what did they do? What did they do? They took money in order to say bad things. I've had stories written in the
She's still waiting to ask him the question she wanted to ask him, too.
New York Times front page about 4 women. The whole...
Oh, that's a good screenshot. Screenshot.
Yes.
You know, just because you can't remember the name of the woman whose pussy you grabbed doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Oh, that's such a good screenshot.
Live from New York City, we have President Trump talking about the time he saw Michael Jordan naked.
No, I just think that's how big Donald thinks his dick is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, he gives the best screenshots, though. He's always making such weird faces.
He's very he makes the duck face a lot. More than a girl taking a selfie.
Which we had right before the show.
What are you talking about? I would never take a duck face selfie.
Whole top center front page of the New York Times.
Is he doing?
Is he voguing?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say, dude. Someone should remix this. Strike a pose.
4 women. The whole top
Come on, Vogue. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's. I don't know.
Front page of the New York Times.
He's doing it again.
I think it was 4 big pictures. I said, wow, that's a big thing. What's that? These were women that were quoted saying bad things about me. Not the worst things about me, but bad things. And I said, gee, that's too bad.
You know, they said bad things about me. Yeah, not the worst things, but bad things. Like, what?
What are the worst things?
Yeah, what is he even saying?
15 years ago.
That's what he does. He just says so much that you don't really follow him at any point anymore. It gets so confusing.
20 years ago. I said, that's too bad. I'm surprised at them. And then all of a sudden I see him on television, nothing to do with me. The next day or day later, they were incensed. They said, Donald Trump is a nice guy. We never said this. The New York Times did false reporting. They're fake news. And you know what? The New York Times would not report that their story was fake. These women...
How did he make a question about Kavanaugh totally about him?
He didn't even hear the
he
question.
Does that with everything.
Said great things. Not only did they not say the bad stuff, they said great things about me. Front page. And those women, they're incredible women. They went on television, and they didn't want to, and I didn't ask them. And they said the New York Times made it up. They gave false quotes. And they went on a lot of shows. They were really incensed, and they couldn't believe it. That's why people know that a lot of the news is fake, and a lot of the people sitting here are fake. but 20% of them are wonderful, okay?
If I could just actually ask
Go ahead,
my
please.
question, Mr. Trump. You didn't let me ask my question.
You've
My
been asking a
was-
question for 10
No, you
minutes. So
interrupted
please
my
sit down.
question.
Please, go ahead.
Yeah, he's been talking for 9.5.
Yeah, exactly. You've been asking your question for 10 minutes. I mean, he knows this is being recorded, right? I don't know.
How do those impact your opinions on the allegations against
Well, it does
Judge
impact my opinion. You know why? Because I've had a lot of false charges made against me. I'm a very famous person, unfortunately. I've been a famous person for a long time. But I've had a lot of false charges made against me, really false charges. I know friends that have had false charges. People want fame, they want money, they want whatever. So when I see it, I view it differently than somebody sitting home watching television where they say, oh, Judge Kavanaugh, this or that. It's happened to me many times. I've had many false charges. I had a woman sitting in an airplane and I attacked her while people were coming onto the plane, and I have a #1 bestseller out. I mean, it was a total phony story.
I have no idea what he's even talking about right now.
But see, that's very smart, actually. That's something I learned in my very short political career, is that the big people high up, they never actually answer questions. And you have to be relentless asking them in different ways over and over and over again and find a way to make them answer. But in a panel like that, you just don't have the opportunity because he'll just, move on to the next person and be like, your time is over.
Yeah, this is the worst I've ever seen, though. I mean, he is so awful.
Yeah, he is.
Are you surprised? It's Trump.
Yeah, I like it how he was like, it's unfortunate, but I've been famous for a long time.
Going to Japan for a month starting next week. Figured I'd tip, as I don't know how often I'll be able to watch. Hope I don't get tentacle raped.
Yeah, take care of yourself. Trash queen and king.
Japan is awesome.
Are there just like tentacle rape gangs there that just... like a big gang of tentacles just come and rape people on the street? Is that really how it is there?
Imagine.
Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, fuck. Okay. Here is... I guess we're going to be doing this each week. This is episode 1 of a new series. This is the Egghead Cringe compilation.
I am so freaking excited! I just got my letter for an ESA! That means I'm gonna get a little corgi suit. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! I swear to god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die.
What
the fuck just happened?
I think he just orgasmed.
Yeah,
That's the
what?
sperm that you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah. He spermgasmed.
I'm browsing around through Kroger and I see this. Rocky Road Trip Oreo. Jesus Christ, every single month is a new goddamn flavor. So, I'm browsing around movie trading companies, so we got Assassin's Creed Origins, South Park game, whatever this is. Then I see something else. Bubsy. Oh no. So I'm
Okay, you're gonna need to prove to me this guy is not a furry.
Never mind, I'm just an idiot. Take my money. Okay, thank you. I don't know why you're an idiot, but okay.
You really need more self-confidence.
Yes. All right,
Kroger and I see this strawberry shortcake Oreo. This is freaking real. Oh my good freaking lord. So I just got off from work and I'm heading straight to my apartment complex. And on the freaking way, I see the following. A drunk man, obviously, probably that's in his mid-20s or possibly early 30s, literally making out and humping a tree. I can understand tree huggers and lover of nature, but good lord, that's taking it a bit too far right there, man. I mean, good lord. I mean, there's...
You could have waited. You could have waited until you got home to film this. You didn't have to film it with the crotch cam in your car.
It's pretty judgy, too.
Yeah.
It's pretty judgy, too.
You didn't know what drugs he's on.
I want to go out and hump a tree right now. Fuck you, Egghead. And plus, Egghead's rage is normally fake. I think he creates this false rage. He is like, oh no, they released a new type of Oreo. I can't believe it. And then before he knows it, he's like buying it and eating it. He's doing a review video of eating the Oreos.
Yo, lemon is the best Oreo flavor, by the way.
What is it?
Lemon.
Lemon.
The best Oreo flavor.
I don't think I've ever had it.
I don't know. I like red velvet personally.
Oh my, yeah, red velvet.
I like Oreo, the cream, the Oreo cookie.
I don't like the double stuffed. It's too much.
But you gotta
they got more than double stuff too. They got mega stuff. I mean, it's like a goddamn sandwich.
Too much.
Tree huggers, and then there's fucking tree huggers. You know, it's crazy.
He tries way too hard.
He fuck himself every single goddamn time. I mean, it's like he nearly has to swallow his phone. Or shove it up his nose or something.
He has the worst angle too. It's always like a lower angle.
He's been teasing me. Not today, Satan. So, I'm browsing around through Target, minding my own business, and come across these. Cherry Cola Oreos.
Oh no. Oh no.
Kettle
Gross.
Corn Oreos. What the actual fuck?
I'm gonna agree with that one. What the actual fuck on the kettle corn one? Shit.
And of course, I'm about to make a video about this. I'm going to die. Lovely.
But why did you buy
I'm
them?
pretty sure I'm either gonna throw up because I don't think these are going to be good at all. But you know what? I'm a taste tester. I gotta do whatever I got.
I'm a taste tester. Yeah.
You're a taste tester. Which is acquired taste.
Yeah. Did you go to taste testing school and get a taste testing degree?
I do. But
I do.
Why do I do this to myself?
The Bible.
Videos incoming.
He made a video about how he was going to make a video.
I went to Target and I found this. Chocolate peanut butter pie Oreo. New review coming soon!
Well, that looked good.
Oh my god. Ted.
I mean, how many times have you been in, like, I don't know, fucking Kroger or Walmart or something, and, like, you're just like, oh, hey, look, new Oreos. I wonder if this fuck has done a review on it yet. Let's see if it tastes good.
Yeah, exactly.
Ted! Oh,
this is the same guy, though,
now, boy.
that did a GoFundMe to get from Texas to New Orleans for a meetup. He draws the funds, goes all the way, takes the flight and everything, gets there, stays like, 15, 20 minutes at the party and leaves.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
So if you go on to Ted Cruz's page and you click the like section, you're going to see some fucking porn. And all I can say is basically kiss your fucking political career bye, pal. Because let's see, who else have liked porn in the past? Oh yeah, that's why
everybody.
It was Anthony Weiner. And well, look what happened to him. You just might as well just kiss your damn political career, buddy. It's basically gone at this point. I'm 24 today. Fucking, where's my goddamn cake?
Okay. So that's Egghead Cringe Compilation Episode 1.
That's great.
He's funny, though.
He's
not.
He's unintentionally funny.
Yeah, unintentionally, yeah.
I think
when he tries to be funny, he's not.
See, but I'm pretty drunk, so maybe that's why. He's hilarious.
There's the reason.
Oh, this crazy guy. Check this out.
Believe it or not, the medical profession swear by Apollyon the Destroyer, the beast from the pit from the book of Revelation, that they will do no harm. Believe it or not, Apollyon the Destroyer was known as the healer, which of course is what Jesus Christ is, not the beast from the pit from the book of Revelation. But this is the original oath, the Hippocratic oath, the medical profession swear by, and I think a lot of them don't really understand what it is that they're doing.
Oh yeah, so when doctors take their oath to do no harm, they're actually unintentionally worshiping Satan.
This is
according to Gorilla
the
here.
original.
My mom worships Satan.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a cross.
That explains a lot.
It's a cross, a mark, an X or a cross, the same thing. It's a mark of the beast. Now, listen to this. I'm not going to say it exactly as they say it because I do not swear upon Apollyon in any shape or form. In fact, I don't swear on anything, even by my own God, Jesus Christ, because the Father says not to swear by anything in heaven or earth, because it's not ours, it's His. So this is what it says. I'm not going to say exactly like they say it because I'm not going to swear by Apollo. It says that they swear by Apollo, the healer, Asclepius, Hygeia, and Panacea. These are other Nephilim abominations. And I take to witness all the gods and goddesses. This is blasphemy against the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit here. To keep according to my ability and my judgment the following oath and agreement. So actually it's an agreement. So you're entering into an agreement based upon Apollyon the Destroyer.
This guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Very.
Really quick, someone said, are you ever planning to come to Europe again, Benjamin? Yeah, someday. I'll go to Europe again someday.
The devil himself, which is who Asclepius is, and the other Nephilim abominations, against God, you're entering into an agreement with them, okay, to consider dear to me as my parents him who taught me this art. Now, an art, of course, is witchcraft, okay? To live in common with him, and if necessary, to share my goods with him, to look upon his children as my own brothers, to teach them this art, and that by my teaching I will impart a knowledge of this art to my own sons and my teachers' sons, and to disciples bound by an indenture oath according to the medical laws and no others. So these medical laws now are with Apollyon the Destroyer. I will prescribe
Apollyo the Destroyer. Yeah. So,
what is he talking about?
He's saying that.
Well, I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ben.
Somebody talk.
Well, okay, so I think he's talking about the Hippocratic Oath that doctors have to take, and I guess he's tracing it back to its original form.
Yes.
Which now it's a very secular form of the oath, and I think that he's just reading off of the very original version of it, and he's saying that it's satanic, even though, I mean, I'm fairly certain this was around before Christ. Maybe I don't know when this goes back to, but.
Let's see. I think it's an ancient Greek thing. Hippocrates. So yes.
Yeah. So I mean, it was before like the Bible or anything like that. So I don't see how it can be satanic, other than the fact that he's just reading into it that you're swearing on these other gods, and that means it's satanic.
Right.
This dude's cuckoo, man. He's cuckoo.
Regiments
Everything's satanic with these people.
To my ability and my judgment, and never do harm to anyone. Well, I could take issue with that because I know a lot of people have been harmed by people within the medical profession. I'm one myself who has been harmed. I have been helped also, but I have also been harmed. Okay, so this oath.
Care to elaborate on that, or are you just going to throw that statement out there and just be like, yeah, I've been harmed, but I'm not going to tell you why?
Is worthless, and it's an oath to the beast. Now let's carry on. I will give no deadly medicine to anyone if asked. What about if you're not asked? Doesn't cover that bit, does it? Nor suggest any such counsel. And similarly, I will not give a woman a pessary to cause an abortion. Fine. What about all the other methods of abortion? But I will preserve the purity of my life and my arts. What purity would that be with the beast from the pit?
I like how casually he says it.
Yep. There's a great video of him. He had this big bush in his backyard, and if you looked at the bush in a certain way, it did kind of look like there was like a weird face coming out of it, and he thought it was a pagan green man. So he goes down and he beats the fuck out of this bush with a stick.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that video.
That's a normal reaction.
I love that video.
I've had my weird face in some bush before.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew you'd get there eventually, Pimpmunk.
Yeah, you knew I was going to come around to it eventually. I'm the lovable pervert.
The lovable that's your tagline.
Yeah.
That's how you labeled yourself, lovable pervert.
Yeah, lovable pervert.
All right. I'm just gonna play the video because it's great.
Oh God.
There it is.
What?
Oh shit. Oh shit. I could see the fucking face.
Yeah.
It does look like a face.
I don't see it.
Go fucking beat that shit up with your wood. I mean, a stick.
Oh. That's barely a face.
Look at him.
Uh-oh. He gonna fuck it up. Look at it.
Yeah, he's mad.
He's got a broom.
Look at him walk.
Oh, he's walking with a purpose.
Look at the
Fuck you.
pants he's wearing.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, I love it.
You know, I would troll this guy by sending him pictures of Chinook helicopters all the time. Be like, they're looking for you, Billy.
He's crazy. He's so crazy.
That is not how you hit somebody with a broom.
I like this Vince McMahon walk.
I mean, why did he have to do it like topless? Like, I mean, I feel like that's something that I would see in Alabama.
Guys, he's clearly a fashionable badass. Did you not see his 90s stonewashed pants? Come on.
He's showing off his dad bod, too.
Right?
What the fuck?
I don't know. He's crazy. I like how he beat the fuck out of the bush, though. It was a pagan green man. Gorilla 199, that's his name.
Yeah.
He faked his own.
I'm gonna have to check this guy out.
He faked his own death for a little while. It was kind of weird.
Really?
He also has a criminal record for selling like bootleg DVDs and shit. It's kind of weird.
Probably because the doctor has harmed him and now he has to do illegal stuff because he's been in touch with Satan.
Here's a crazy guy that says it's sexual abuse for women to lead men on.
What would be going on in America today if Judge Kavanaugh went before the cameras and said, yeah, you know what? That did happen when I went back there. That did happen. But it didn't happen the way that she said it happened. Let me tell you something. She was in there taking on about any boy that wanted to come in there. And if I remember this right, I wasn't the only guy in there. There were a bunch of them, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm telling you, she was giving it out like candy. Now, that would, Doug, that would be a, boy, they would scream and holler, wouldn't they? They say, oh, my goodness, you're disparaging her character and all that kind of stuff. There is such a double standard that's going on in America, and it's happened because, truthfully, most men in particular, we're scared of women. We're scared of them. We don't want to fight.
How are you scared of? Are you scared of me?
No. I want to know why he's at like a college football stadium. I don't know. I don't get it.
Oh, he's known as Coach Dave. And he was a high school coach for a long time, and then he had a lot of trouble with like the Freedom from Religion Foundation, and I think he eventually either got fired or he left the high school, and so now he does a podcast.
Oh yeah, and like his green screen backdrop is like a football stadium. I see.
With him, that's the title of my commentary today. Is we have to learn once again to fight like girls. Instead of I used to say, oh, you throw like a girl. Now we got to say, man, we got to fight like the girls because, man, they're vicious. They're vicious. They don't, not all girls. I'm married to one. I got two beautiful daughters, but you understand what I'm talking about. That Jezebel.
Just want to let you all know I'm not a queer. Married to a girl.
Feminist spirit, brother. That is one of the most powerful ones out there. And be honest with you, right now, that spirit is eating men alive.
By the way, I love it. News with Views. Coach Dave Dobmeyer has.
Oh, holy shit! Who's this guy talking? This guy should be running the show. His voice. He's got this guy has a real radio voice.
Great voice.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Column there, News with Views. It's time to start fighting like the girls, which was published today. Folks, you got to read this. You got to read this. In fact, we're going to put a link up in the program description box, and Joe, if we can put this up on Hagman Report, at least the first paragraph.
Could you imagine waking up every day and putting on a fucking suit to do a show that hardly anybody watches? And like, I don't know. It's like a radio show at best. I think it's a podcast. Who puts on a fucking suit to do a podcast? It's crazy.
I think it's nice.
Oh, no.
Men just look a lot better in suits.
Well, that's true. That is actually true.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, one thing about suits is that it hides fat very well. So, like, that's why Donald Trump doesn't look that fat. But then you see, like, the photos of him golfing and shit, and he looks like a fucking whale.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Suits just, they look so confident and cleaned up and put together. It makes you just think that the person is a lot smarter and more in charge of his own life.
I just hate wearing them. I hate wearing suits.
Are they uncomfortable?
Yeah, just get on my nerves.
Well, when they're hot, they're uncomfortable. I don't like wearing ties because it almost feels like the world's weakest person is trying to choke me. You know?
I sometimes get that with the choker.
Yeah.
I get back to News with Views. Brilliant article.
Because see, the girls want to be equal, don't they, Joe? Doug, they want to be equal.
They yelled at him about that one.
They want to be equal in employment, and they want to be equal in responsibility, but man, they don't want to be equal sexually. Oh, no. And I know that I'm speaking for many males who are watching and listening to this show right now. How about all the time that when you were a teenage girl that some girl got you, boy, she just led you on, then all of a sudden pulled the plug. Every guy that has blood flowing through his body had that happen. Isn't that sexual abuse as well?
So evil.
No. Damn right. It's evil. It's sexual evil.
So evil.
To give me blue balls, that shit sucks. Blue balls.
Guys never do that. It's only girls who do that.
Blue balls
never lead a girl on ever.
We can't give you blue balls.
Blue balls does suck, but you can just jerk off and get rid of it.
Yeah, you can. But it does hurt. God damn, it hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, blue balls is very real.
Well, girls can cramp too. We don't get blue balls, but we can cramp.
Yeah, but ain't nobody teasing you, girl. If somebody offers you sex, they're going to give it to you.
No, not always.
Look in a mirror. You're kind of fine.
Yeah, but still, I've been teased.
She said, yeah.
Left hanging. What am I supposed to say? No, don't give me compliments.
Well, if in this game of sex, back and forth, men and women equal, I don't get it anymore. How only men can be the aggressor, only men can be the offenders. No, brothers, we got to stand up. We got to say, this doesn't flush. We're not going to let this happen. We're not going to live by this double standard.
That is weird.
What else do we have here?
I don't really see it as a double standard, though. I mean, because there are plenty of women recently that have been accused of sexual abuse and sexual harassment. I'm constantly hearing, on the news locally about some teacher that got, like a female teacher that got pinched for sleeping with their students and everything. So I mean, I actually hear more about women getting pinched for that than the men nowadays. But I mean, I think that it goes both ways. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily equal both ways. I think that men probably get it a bit more than women, but I think that it's just it more often happens on the male side of the gender divide.
I feel like every time it's a woman that's being accused of something or that actually did something, that people freak out over it way more too, and they make the woman seem a lot more evil than if it was a man, Because like, how could a woman do this?
I don't know. You know, like
I disagree.
Yeah, like okay, let's say a 30-year-old high school teacher, a male high school teacher, is banging a 15-year-old high school student. People would be way more mad about it than if the genders were reversed. When the genders, and I'm not talking about the law. The law is the law, and they treat that equally usually. But the public perception of it is like a lot of guys would be like, "Oh man, when I was a 15-year-old high school student, there were plenty of teachers I would have banged." You know, like so. It's looked at at least from what I see. There's a double standard with that. People,
I think so. Yeah, I agree.
So you think that they think that men are more evil when they do it than women?
Yeah, I think so. When it's teachers, yeah, I think so.
I always feel like it's the other way around. I always feel like it's like, oh, this nurturing woman, this this mom figure did something that is so bad that it looks way worse than if it's a man. Because with men, it's like, oh, they do this anyway. It's in their nature for a man to fuck anything that has boobs.
I see the opposite. I see more people defending the women than they do the man. When a man's accused, I see a lot more people defend the woman. Like, don't jump to conclusions and stuff like that. But they don't say that when a man is accused.
Huh.
I mean, this is my perception of it. I could be wrong.
No, my perception is the opposite, but it might just, be a difference in how we perceive it. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that sticks out to me a lot is Pamela Rogers. She like, how old was she? She was in her probably like mid-20s, and the let me see, how old was he? She was 27 and the boy was 13.
Oh man.
But the thing about it is that she was so attractive that a lot of people were like, if I was 13, I would have been happy to get a piece of that. I don't know. So I've heard, like, I don't know. It does seem that there's more of a double standard with it.
Yeah. And by the way, she doesn't have a lisp that is an accent. She's from Germany, guys. Come on.
What? Who said that?
That's Pamela Rogers. She was like a bikini model and stuff too, and a teacher on the side. So
yeah, she was a pretty hot chick too. But yeah, she was banging a teenage boy. She had something to do with Kevin Nash and them back in the day.
Yeah. They had like a Miss Nitro contest, and then like she got out on probation and sent. She wasn't supposed to have any communication with her victim, but they found out she sent her like this. She sent him like this super hot like video of her dancing almost naked, and that ended up leaking everywhere. Yeah, this is her when she was this is when she was Miss Nitro. It's the same woman.
Yeah.
I don't know if she ever got out of she must be out of prison by now because it happened so long ago. I don't know.
13-year-old guys are really not, they don't even look like men, so she really must
that
be
is weird. This was a picture. All these pictures were going around everywhere. Yeah, that's a picture of her that was like on, because MySpace was big back then. This was from her MySpace page. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That was the prevailing like train of thought that I heard from a lot of people, because she was so attractive that like that's why it was okay.
That's no.
Yeah, and good thing the law doesn't look at it that way. She still did time in prison for it, and she even violated probation and stuff. So, what else do we have here?
They're accusing Godless engineer of white knighting in the chamber.
Is there white knighting? What? Who?
The only one that white knighted was me.
Apparently, I'm white knighting by I guess defending rape victims and shit.
Alleged rape victims.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hello,
Oh my
everybody on the internet.
Oh.
Christine Chandler coming to you live from home once again. I want you all to listen up for a moment. I want you all to listen up.
Okay.
Especially the internet trolls and cyberboys who pester everybody I talk to. You should not be doing that because I know what y'all are inquiring of them. You're asking them about me. And guess what? They're not going to have any information about me whatsoever because depending on how much communication we have, you can consider the communication with most not that much, so they don't know so much about me, and I wouldn't know much about them. Like, take for example, yes, Doopy Do-Over. We hadn't talked much, at least we talked a little bit. I shared my feedback, I shared my positive input,
Wow, Chris Chan.
because she's a good person. But anyway,
she's still crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
she does not know anything about me, so nobody had to pester her. And I didn't know much about her except from what she shared on the videos on YouTube. So anyway, point of the matter is, don't harass or mass communicate with anybody on the internet that I talk with, period. If you want to borrow somebody, go borrow somebody that you're already talking with.
It's funny because last night I watched a video where Chris Chan was pitching, selling the Sonichu character to Sega. Have you ever seen this? He made a character called Sonichu, which is just like a mixture of Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu. And somehow he thinks that's an original creation. And he was like, I'll sell you the Sonichu character, but you got to give me an office and, pay for this and that. It's so funny. It's like, no, Sega will never pay you for your character that just ripped off of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay. And also, definitely only 2 accounts on Twitter with my name on them. You know what they are?
Oh.
There are no others.
So Chris Chan is so obsessed with Sonic the Hedgehog that when Sonic the Hedgehog... Someone over at Sega decided to change the color of Sonic's arms. They used to be tan, and they changed them to blue, okay? And when Chris Chan found out about this, he flipped the fuck out, and then he went to his local GameStop and tried to paint the arms of Sonic, on a display. He tried to paint them to blue, or to tan.
Well,
Can you imagine going to work that morning, GameStop, you just open up the store, you didn't think anything weird is gonna happen, and this person comes in
Yeah.
and tries to paint your Sonic display? I would freak the fuck out.
Yeah, and then when they tried to stop him, he pepper sprayed them.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So hold on. You're trying to tell me that this is a guy?
I mean, this person
Well, now
claims
she's a she.
Kind of, yeah. I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah.
It used to be a guy.
but I'll tell you what. Yeah, this person is Christian Weston Chandler. Now goes by the name Christine Weston Chandler. But
okay, so she's trans.
I guess.
Well,
I mean,
we don't know.
Yeah, and it's hard to say because, Chris Chan was known for a long time for making extremely homophobic shit on the internet. So it's just funny now that all of a sudden Chris is trans.
It's really weird situation because this person's like one of the most documented people on the internet. And this is not.
But
this
anyway,
is true. This is true. I mean,
I
this
feel very
person's one of the most
strongly about that.
documented
Stop
people ever.
harassing my friends and people I like and people I'm talking with. They don't have much information about me. I don't have much information about them. Assume that. Yeah, just like Chloe didn't have much information about Rachel Amber when Victoria was like, oh, Rachel put the photo on the air on her Facebook of you two at the band last night.
What?
Guess what? That makes y'all BFFs forever. No.
Yeah.
No.
I feel like since you're you're clearly not familiar with Chris Chan, Chris Chan has been a very closely followed figure on the internet, going back, I would say as far back as 2006, and almost his entire life is documented now. And there was a comprehensive documentary series made about it, and it got to episode 11, or 13. No, yeah, there were 13 episodes made, and then the guy who made it was like, "Hey, I know the Chris Chan documentary hasn't been finished yet, but to be honest with you, for almost this entire year, I haven't had a whole day of my life where I haven't thought about Chris Chan. So I'm just going to quit doing this now." And these videos were getting huge views and stuff, but he had to quit because it drove him crazy to have to know that this person exists. Let me show you just the intro.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, and dudes of all teenagers, as well as the gals. My name is Christian Chandler. I am here, and y'all are there.
Chris Chan. Arguably the most documented person in history. His antics have been witnessed by millions, with many always keeping a close eye on him, waiting to see what he does next.
All you do is make me feel sad and depressed. He should love his mother. She misses him. Hello, we're live on the internet. What do you want? Mom, hello. I love the women outside. Do not hate. Hate is not so good.
Oh yeah, there's an unbelievable amount of news snippets from local news that Chris just ends up on like all the time. There's so many of these. Autistic screeching.
This is so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, him trying
to... He couldn't break the goddamn PlayStation.
Yep.
I want everything about my house off the internet.
Oh, this is in the GameStop where they make him leave after he paints Sonic. You can see him pepper spray. Oh no, they didn't show the part where he pepper spray.
What are you gonna do about it?
Look at all the shit he has. Like, look at all of this shit.
Is he autistic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. I mean, I wasn't. Before. I mean, I was like, oh, okay, this is a woman, and then it's like you guys are talking about him like she's a man, and so I don't know. I was confused at first. I'm still confused.
I'm not sure which pronoun to apply to this individual here.
Yeah, whatever.
What made him this way? What is the attraction?
Yeah, see, they have fucking video of him from when he was that young, too.
Yeah, that's so
What
weird.
keeps us fascinated? This is the story of Chris Chan.
So, yeah. This is that's just the beginning of episode 1 of the 13-part documentary series.
Can you imagine being his parent?
Oh my
And
God.
just have all the shit of your son on the internet.
His parents were both on their second marriage. They had already had multiple kids from their previous marriage. And by the time Chris was born, they were old enough to be Chris's grandparents. They were old parents. And their house was an insane hoarder situation. And it seems like the only one of them that it was not out of it mentally was the father, but he's dead now. So now it's always him and his mom, and they seem really out of it. I don't know, but he's like a famous, almost like mythical person from the internet, and people are so interested in him. So, yeah.
So weird.
What else do we have here? Oh,
you guys want to?
Oh, you know what? No, I should play this.
Gail.
Yeah, I'll play her.
YouTube is claiming that a video I made called Jesuit Zach Knight Tries to Seduce and Impregnate Gail's Mother is flagged for harassment and bullying. This is nuts, man. I'm not sure how.
This is Gail. She's the Empress of the planet Earth. Oh, by the way, Brent Spiner blocked me on Twitter because he posted a picture of like a double image of himself where it almost looked like he was like holding hands with himself. And I tweeted it at Gail, and I'm like, Gail, which one of these is the Jesuit clone and which one's the real Brent? And then Brent blocked me on Twitter. He knows about
shit stir.
He knows about Gail. Like he replied to Jeff Holiday one time, basically being like, "You guys shouldn't antagonize Gail, okay? She needs help." So like he's very sensitive. Brent Spiner is very aware and very sensitive of the whole Gail thing.
That's harassment and bullying. All I was doing was
Kirsch has her new puppy.
I do. You want to see him?
Oh, damn it. I love puppies cuteness. So much.
We already had too much cuteness with GE here.
His name is Loki.
I have a dog named Freya, which is also like a Norse goddess. So
I have a dog named Diesel, which is after an automobile.
All of my dogs.
I might have to take him out. He just woke up.
All of my dogs have mythological names. I have Freya, Athena, and Hera.
Oh,
I was
nice.
gonna.
I can't wait till you get Hercules.
Oh yeah. I was gonna call him Chewbacca because all my pets have Star Wars names, but it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Well, I think Chewbacca needs to be reserved for those big hairy dogs. Like,
no.
Did you hear his yawn? Oh,
yeah.
Good yawn. Good yawn.
Yeah, little dogs shouldn't culturally appropriate Chewbacca's hair style.
So, this is crazy. Yeah. So I've actually appealed it, but I'm not. I got to be honest with you. I don't have a lot of faith in YouTube right now.
This is bullshit. Don't fuck with Gail. Whoever's flagging your videos is an asshole.
Everybody knows they're practicing censorship, and I figured they'd get around to me sooner or later, and they have. You know, the real reason they don't like this video? It's because in the video, I have very strong evidence that I'm not crazy. Because how did Zach Knight get into my mother's house so that when I picked up my phone, I saw on the caller ID that he was calling me from my mother's house? I mean, he's like 50 years younger than my mother. My mother was not interested in him. So, you know, this is nuts. I think is the main...
Her mom must be pretty old.
Reason Lori McBride wants this.
Her mom's like a little Japanese lady. Because Gail's part Asian, actually.
Video down. Not because I violated YouTube's community guidelines, which right now, it's so arbitrary. It's like, it has nothing to do with whether you've done anything wrong. It's probably more a matter of money. It's like...
That's the most sane thing Gail has ever said right there.
I think YouTube is
she's absolutely right on that one.
You know, I know Zach Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have communication with Zach Knight. He didn't tell me that he was going to... Yeah, he didn't tell me, though, that he was going to try to impregnate Gail's mother.
And anybody who's going to cause them to lose money gets taken down. It has nothing to do with whether it's wrong or right or any of that sort of stuff. It just, they're run by the deep state. YouTube is run by Lori McBride's deep state. And
Lori McBride. Okay, if you look up Lori McBride, you'll find that that's Brent Spiner's wife. So as far as Gail is concerned, Brent Spiner's wife is the one running like the evil Illuminati controlling the world.
Cool.
Wow.
And for those of you who don't know, Brent Spiner was an actor on Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah. Data.
So no wonder he's so sensitive.
if your
about it.
videos don't fall within the guidelines for the deep state, then
They fixed it. But if if you Googled Brent Spiner's wife on Google, Gail's picture would be the top picture that would show up. But it would say,
Really?
yeah, it was hilarious.
video goes down. It has nothing to do with whether your video has truly violated any truly important community guidelines. So I'll have a link for that video at BitChute, okay? So, and I can let you all decide for yourself whether you think the videos should have been taken down. I have appealed it, but I gotta be honest with you, I am not optimistic. Now here's another thing that's going on. I am building my website up from the bottom at WordPress. What I did is I transferred all the files.
There's her with Daniel Tosh because she was on his show.
From
she was?
Yeah, she was. Yep.
My former web provider to WordPress, and this is what the new site looks like. This is really nice. It's mobile friendly, and this is my GabrielChana.com main page transferred to WordPress. It's going to take me a couple months to do this. This is what it looks like on a desktop. Let's look at mobile. Okay, let's choose like Apple iPhone here. Okay, here's what it looks like on Apple iPhone. Oops, I put it on here. See, it's mobile friendly at WordPress, but it's not.
You know, Gail doesn't know how to do this shit on her own. People are like helping her with this shit. It's hilarious.
Not at my where. If I can get this to go. Oh, let's do this again. Scroller. Here we go. Okay. See, there it is. Okay, that's this. This is what it looks like on a mobile phone. So this is not bad. It's a lot better than its current situation. So
I have a few of Gail's books too that were sent to me because she has a bunch of books on Amazon. There's even audiobooks where she reads them too. It's pretty great. Yeah.
This is what it looks like on a mobile phone. Okay, here is the same site.
Yeah, see, there's a picture of Brent Spiner right there on the site.
This is where it's at right now. Okay.
Her most popular book is called Jesus the Eternal Bridegroom.
This is what it looks like right now. This is GabrielChana.com. What I showed you before was GabrielChana.wordpress.com. Okay. As you can see, there's just too much on the page. It's like bewildering. You open up the page and there's just too much to deal with. So I like my. It's okay, but let me tell you the biggest beef. Look at this on a mobile phone. Okay, let's go to
I just want to
mobile.
have breakfast with Jesus.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, breakfast with Jesus? It's the sequel to Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Try BlackBerry here.
Oh,
Look at that. This is what this site looks like on a mobile phone here. See, look at this. You have to use a scroller. Oops. Okay, let's go. Mobile phone. Let's get into mobile phone. Let's go Apple iPhone here.
Okay.
And other independent news sources. And Lori McBride is just clamping down on free speech everywhere because she needs to do that because she's a criminal and she doesn't want to be exposed. So she's clamping.
Lori McBride is just like a journalist, and she's been like a photographer and a Hollywood producer too. And she's married to Brent Spiner.
Right. I have to wonder exactly how big her apartment is because she's got a fucking microwave right above a computer
Oh my
screen.
god, that's right. I was
Yeah.
focused on the trainer, but there is a microwave.
She lives, you know what? She lives in Florida too.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Of course she does.
Yeah.
What a beautiful state we live in.
Yep.
Clamping down on free speech everywhere, and I knew they'd get around to me sooner or later. In fact, I think that was her main objective for going after Alex Jones and everybody else, so that she could eventually.
So she believes that all the shit that happens on the internet is Lori McBride's doing. So she just has this like disproportional hatred for Brent Spiner's wife because she's been led to believe that Brent Spiner's wife is in control of the Illuminati and causing censorship on YouTube. So
sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
Come to me and start shutting me down. That's her goal. But apparently she's not going to do it because Jesus has it in his Gail commandments that I need to make a YouTube video every week. So apparently she's not going to. She may manage to get this video down, but
she Skypes with Jesus and Jesus gives her Gail commandments, which are commandments that she must follow.
it doesn't appear she'll get my channel down. But if she
The
does
crazy
get my
thing is,
channel
there's actually someone who plays Jesus and Skypes with her, and she's crazy enough to believe this shit. This is true. She actually does think she's Skyping with Jesus.
Yep, and also she has something called the Church of Gail, which is not just a church, but it's also an intergalactic starship that is out in outer space, and and she has a crew of men that she calls her men, and they are comprised of the real Brent Spiner, because the Brent Spiner we see here in real life now is a clone. Matthew McConaughey, Gerard Butler, Keanu Reeves, Hugh Jackman. Those are all Gail's men, and they're all on her marriage list. And sometimes she has sex with them through telekinesis. She calls it brain to brain. But also, since they're stuck up there in Church of Gail and Gail's stuck on Earth, she gives them Gail sex robots that are robots that are so realistic that you can't even tell that it's not really Gail, and each one of them has their own Gail sex robot on the Church of Gail.
Sounds phenomenal.
I own a Gail butt.
Wow.
How old is she, man?
Probably like 50 something.
Yeah. She looks like she's in there.
I mean, is she legit diagnosed with like schizophrenia or something?
I don't know.
Or
she should be.
It sounds like schizophrenia.
Either that or she is a very good actor.
Yeah, I don't think she's acting. I think she truly believes this shit. So
yeah.
Here's one. The first video of hers we ever saw was her talking about how a bunch of penises just started disappearing on her spaceship. Like
penises?
Yeah,
Yeah,
penis. Yeah, penises.
This is where I bust out the wine.
Here's some old Gail fan art. Oh, it's not. It's a low resolution, but yeah.
I got burritos in my head. I can relate to that.
Well, those were sentient space tacos and a burrito.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, wait, who's the third guy in the center?
Vladimir Putin.
Putin.
Putin. I was gonna say Putin. That looks like Putin.
He's also
yeah.
he's also one of Gail's men.
Yep, that's one of her bitch boys.
I'll play for you the first Gail video I ever saw. This is great.
Okay, folks, let me just sum up. I just Skyped with Terrence Jenkins last night. I finally heard from him after a silence of 1.5 months. Around June the 21st, when Terrence was Skyping with me, Brent Spiner said, "Hey, yoo-hoo, terrain."
They have an intergalactic starship, but they're still using Skype to communicate with people. Just throwing that out there.
Something's going on with Matthew McConaughey's penis. And what was happening was all of my men's penises were being attacked.
I'm sorry, what?
There's
What?
something going on with Matthew.
You didn't hear that,
penis.
right?
It's going a third arm.
Exactly what is going on with his penis? Can I get details on that?
There was a very serious malware in the computer system at Church of Gail, and it caused all the men at Church of Gail to cause them to have all sorts of penis afflictions. It was very painful. And let me just, they spent, the ordeal with the penises lasted for at least a good week in that June. So like from June 21st to June 28th, they were just having this ordeal with penises because of Jesuit trigger programming on the Church of Gail computers. They spent a lot of time in sick bay. Matthew practically had a vagina at that point.
Send Matthew to sick bay. His penis has become a vagina at this point.
It broke. I think we broke GE here.
Yep. Yeah, isn't this great? This is gold.
What happened was Vladimir Putin, they found out that he ended up getting his bladder exploded. They had to put him in stasis where they froze him, and all sorts of things happened to him. He had heart attacks, and right in the middle of an operation to fix him for a heart attack, he woke up, and then he judo chopped the doctor. He felt bad about that. This is like,
he judo chopped the doctor.
Did she actually believe all that?
Yes.
I think so.
Wow.
With Vladimir, and he and then when he woke up, he heroically pushed himself, which explains why the accurate pictures of Vladimir in the media made him look like he was almost dead. And he managed to fly Church of Gail down to China, and on the way down, several nukes almost hit them because I guess they were going so fast. The Earth radars are not as good as Church of Gail radars, and they thought that Church of Gail was a Nukaki or a nuke. And
oh yeah, Nukaki.
What?
Yeah.
Did she say bukkake nuke?
Nukaki. Yeah, Nukaki. It's a nuclear bukkake. It's a semen a semen bomb.
Vladimir had to outmaneuver that, and he heroically, even while his body was like thawing out from being frozen and everything, he managed to bring Church of Gail to land in China. And then he fell asleep, and then the rest of the guys took over. And I think Brent Spiner was a leader in that. And they chose to go to China because Hu Jintao is, on my marriage list. So they figured that'd be a good place to try to fix their penises. Hu Jintao apparently assigned some Chinese doctors to work on them, and they agreed with the doctors that they would be put under anesthesia and allow the doctors to operate on them. When they woke up, they looked down at their penises and saw this crisscross, just two crisscross bandages, and they realized that all of their penises had been surgically removed, and they all had vaginas. And they were so mad.
Twist. That's an M. Night Shyamalan and Ding Dong of a twist.
The operation when they woke up and saw that. So they spent a day looking for the Chinese doctors, and Vladimir, I believe he judo chopped them, and they got their penises back. Their penises were in excellent condition because the reason the Chinese
give me my dick back, or I'm gonna chop the
because
shit out
they
of
had
you.
small ones and they wanted big ones, so they made their restored penises perfect. So with perfectly restored penises, Brent spent 3 days doing surgery to install the penises back on the guys. They left Matthew McConaughey's penis alone. So, but the other guys had to get their penises put back on.
Yeah.
And then after that, the next job was to fix the
I had no
malware.
idea they just reattached like that. I'm so glad you informed us, Gail.
Right?
That's how it works.
Perfect penises. You cut one off, you get a vagina, and then you attach the perfect penis, and it's that simple.
Now they come in Velcro.
Computers at Church of Gail. They had to ground Church of Gail for quite a while.
Those
to do
are
this. So this must have
strap-on.
taken like around a month. And
Check out this trailer for a movie that Gail filmed.
Thanks. Cheers to a fistful of datas. What a long day wore out.
In a world where drug rape and Jesuit conspiracy run rampant, a man on a mission for the woman he loves
My angel.
is raped.
What?
Yeah.
Director Gail Cord Schuler. With producer Gail Cord Schuler.
Did she manage to ride up and down all 18 inches of my erect penis?
A Gabrielle Chana film. Steven Spielberg raves it's the most impressive expose of Brent Spiner's rape ever made.
Oh god, this is so surreal. What?
Brent Spiner's rape.
Is it blood?
It's fake.
What the shit?
Watch this. Watch this.
No! No! Don't drink the Jesus juice, Macaulay Culkin! You're going to get raped! You're going to get raped!
What? Brent
I've never
Spiner's
seen this
rape
one.
coming soon.
Man,
Yeah.
I've never seen this shit. This shocked me. Now,
Dude, there's some crazy shit out there from this whole thing.
that was blood on the fucking bed.
That-
That was
well,
glorious. that
the-
was some real effort and dedication.
She plays every character. She plays every character in it. So like the part where she has the bloody butt, that's Brent Spiner after he got butt raped.
But don't drink the Jesus juice, Macaulay Culkin.
You're gonna get raped.
I just love how it's written by her and directed by her. Ooh, and she's acting in it too. That
Yeah.
trailer was awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
From now on, I'm going to use "Don't drink the Jesus juice," Macaulay Culkin.
I want to watch that shit.
I don't know. I really don't know if I can make it all the way through because I mean,
Did she actually make the movie? Or
Oh yeah. I've seen the whole
Oh, she made
movie.
it?
I've seen the whole movie before.
yeah.
I don't know if it's still out there. If anyone watching right now knows that it's still out there, we watched some weird scenes of it because there's scenes where she's wearing like this huge strap on, like it's like like a 14-inch long strap on. It's crazy.
I want to watch the movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh my god!
I need to know.
Here's a video from a convention that Brent Spiner went to where people there decide to ask him about Gail, and watch his weird reaction.
Your picture. Okay. So here, Andrew and I are at the PNE today, and we've come to see Brent Spiner. And we're going to ask him if he's ever heard of Gail Cord Schuler, and if so, what he thinks of her. So if we do get the chance, and I'm hoping we do. So good luck to me.
I took a picture of Brent Spiner at a Star Trek convention once. He was eating a sandwich, and I sent it to Gail, and I'm like, "Look, Brent's clone is eating a sandwich right in front of me." She's like, "Yeah, that's how you can tell. Just look at his eyes. You can tell it's not the real Brent." So as far as Gail's concerned, this is a Jesuit clone, and the real Brent lives on the Church of Gail.
Good luck to you. I love you, Brent. Hello. This question is for you, Brent Spiner. It's an honor to meet you.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
Along with stardom comes a lot of attention, some wanted, some unwanted. And there's this woman named Gail Cord Schuler.
Oh, you see how his look at his face.
His face is like, oh shit.
I'm pretty sure he has restraining orders against her. Pretty sure.
Who's become somewhat of an internet meme by devoting this crazy YouTube channel to you. I'm wondering if you've ever heard of her and if you have a response to her claims and so forth.
Well, nobody here knows what you're talking about except for you. And so I'd be glad to answer you privately about that. But I do know about it. It's only been going on for about 22 years.
Yeah. It's true. She's been stalking him. I guess they had to get the cops involved because she was sending weird shit in the mail to like where they filmed the show back in the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's why I think Brent is really sensitive about it. Just my tweet, I got blocked like instantly for like even tweeting both of them.
And I'm next. I've never met her or spoken to her, she has a very rich fantasy life, and God bless her.
Thank you.
I'm calling the FBI.
Okay, so I just
that was a great like neutral way of saying it. I like how he said, "Oh, we can talk about it privately,"
Right. That was a really peace.
That was a good response.
Good response, yeah. Good, public response. But he's probably buying this thing. He's probably like, "Fuck that crazy bitch."
If you notice, though,
you can tell it's the clone right now because it's a profile picture of him.
Yep, definitely a clone. But the funny thing is, the woman sitting next to him, Marina Sirtis, she was on Star Trek with him. Right after the guy asked that question, you hear her say, "I'm calling 911." So I bet you she knows about it too. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, like
it's creepy. It's
so
freaky.
she does have a true, like, real creepy obsession.
Well,
with the guy,
she used to stalk him. Now it's like, I think Jesus has told her enough to where like she doesn't bother the real Brent because she thinks Brent is a clone, an evil clone. So let's take a look at this. Pat Robertson prays God will throw confusion into Kavanaugh accusers.
The Supreme Court of the United States is the power center of the...
He looks like an animatronic, like, troll from a 1980s Jim Henson movie.
Liberal left in the United States. They have done their bidding for years and years and years. And now comes a decisive
He
moment
looks like Yoda these days, man.
as to whether
Jesus
they will
will
lose
save you.
control of that
He will.
Save you, Jesus will.
particular body. And they are putting an all-out assault to destroy the reputation of one of the finest judges in America. It is a pre-planned plot. It is unbelievable. And if anybody...
Say that 5 times fast. Pre-planned plot. Pre-planned plot.
How about okay, since we're doing these, let's do wristwatch, wedding ring. Wristwatch, wedding ring.
Wristwatch wedding ring. Wristwatch wedding ring.
Say it fast. Wristwatch wedding ring. Wristwatch wedding ring. Wristwatch wedding ring. Wristwatch wedding ring. I messed up a little bit.
You gonna let a drunk foreigner do this?
Wristwatch wedding ring. Wristwatch wedding ring. Wristwatch wedding ring. Wristwatch.
Which watch? How about
wristwatch wedding ring. Wristwatch wedding ring.
You fucked up the first one.
This is the hardest one. The hardest one is toy boat. Toy boat.
Toy boat.
Yeah,
Toy boat.
I'll do it first. Toy boat. 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 Now you try it.
Toy boat. Fuck me.
Toy boat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can do it. Toy boat. Toy boat.
Toy boat. Yeah. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat.
You want to say boy? You want to say boy? Yeah. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Toy boat. Fuck! I did it.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Pat.
You would think that was hard, but it is.
It is. It's one of the hardest.
Willing to buy the story of the Great Pumpkin and any other myth that you can think of. But they're spinning fantasy, they're spinning myths, and as one said, it's from something from the Twilight Zone. But that's why the senators are going to be hearing testimony today, and I've got a special prayer that I want you to pray before we finish. The left is making a play that is unprecedented, it is demeaning, and it's not worthy of the United States Senate. but it's doing it. And the prayer I want you to pray in the...
Someone wants me to do top cop. All right, hold on. Top cop, top cop, top cop, top cop, top cop, top cop, top cop.
Top cop, top cop, top cop, top.
Top cop, top cop, top. I said
top cop.
I said cock. I did.
Top cop, 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 top cop.
You're going too slow.
Okay, top cop, top cop, top cop, top cop.
Yeah.
Wristwatch.
He's better than I am, but sure.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
Top cop.
Oh, that's fucking y'all was doing them together like that, but doing different ones. That fucked my brain up.
All right. Let's see.
These next few days, next few minutes actually, because it's coming up right away, throw confusion into those who are bringing false accusations against a future Supreme Court judge. And I want to pray right now, and I want you to pray with me and then keep on praying because the thing's going forward in moments. Pray with me right now. Father, even as David said, throw confusion into the counsel of Ahithophel. We pray that somehow the Holy Spirit of God will throw confusion into the counsel of these myriad accusers who are coming forth against a good man who can serve honorably for decades to come in the United Supreme Court. Lord, do it, we pray. In the name of Jesus, throw confusion.
It is ironic that a fundamentalist Christian is proof that chimpanzees are our closest evolutionary relative.
Somebody in the chat said he was melting. It really looks like he's melting.
He does look like he's melting.
Yeah.
I always call him the Crypt Keeper.
Thank you, Lord. Amen.
You know, I'm kind of curious. Why would you want to throw confusion their way? Wouldn't you want like their lies to be outed?
It's very telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. They do want you to be confused.
Here's ambitious drunk people failing. So it's drunk people trying to do ambitious shit and failing.
There's videos of me.
Wow.
Oh shit!
It wasn't even latched.
Damn, that's funny.
That hurt.
Oh, roll up. Have some chicken. Have a bit of chicken. Have a bit of chicken.
Oh!
No.
Isn't that so far? I've done all of these things.
You have?
Damn, girl.
You tried to do a backflip off of a wall and landed on your back?
Oh, it was a tree, but yeah.
There you go.
I've never been this ambitious when I was drunk.
Yeah.
Really? Can you get the most ambitious?
Right?
He's knocked out. No, he's good.
We get it.
Oh! He kicked himself in the head.
Do it.
What is this?
Oh my god.
Oh!
Nuts.
Oh.
That deserves a replay. Let's do a slow motion replay.
Oh no.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh! Man, that's brutal.
That is.
Oh!
Oh shit!
What did they
That's
think was
funny.
gonna happen?
That's funny.
Hey, I think this is some video of Brett Kavanaugh.
Oh no. Oh.
that back. That had to hurt that back. Oh my god.
Normally, you're supposed to get on it when it's not moving and kind of slowly speed up with it, not hop on it when it's going really fast.
Exactly.
It's kind of like trying to jump out of a car and like run to like catch up with the way the street is moving.
Oh no.
Don't segue and drink.
Oh
shit! Face plant.
Oh no,
probably
girl.
won't.
No girl.
That was good.
Yeah, these boxing bag machines are dangerous. Apparently.
Oh, he didn't even hit it.
He fucking missed.
You can get a.
I've
You can
I've
get
been
it.
there. I've been there, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Oh shit! He missed.
Ouch.
He's gonna lay there.
He's just like, I'm taking a nap right here.
Fuck it, I'm laying here.
Oh hell yeah.
Now, I've never been this fucked up.
He's arguing with himself. Like, what?
Yes, he is.
What? Get in my face, bitch. Wow. Man.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
I love those videos.
Me too.
Well, the ones where people don't get like hurt. When it's like something bad, I can't watch it because it just makes me cringe too hard.
I'm going to play another one of my all-time favorites. I've played this before. I love it. I just always wonder, every time I watch this, I'm thinking, why did this guy think he needed more beer?
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Look at him.
Oh man, he starts off walking like a G.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, I've so been there.
Oh
Look at him.
yeah.
Oh, he's making it.
Yeah.
Oh no, he missed. You can get it, buddy.
Oh, you
There you go.
You can do it.
I want more beer, goddammit. I'm not drunk.
Oh, hold on.
Fucking wind.
Yeah.
The wind.
Grab it.
Look,
It's one of the five. Oh, there you go.
Oh my god.
Oh, step one complete. On to phase 2.
Why is this store lopsided?
Yeah.
It's
Oh. Oh.
He's like a turtle.
Why is the ground moving? Oh god.
I'm gonna do it. Here I go. You can do it, buddy. You can do it, man. Come on. Well, get it.
There you go.
Oh fuck! That was an all fuck moment right there. Oh, you go grab the handle. You grab. That's the right thing to do. Grab the handle.
He's gonna smack himself with the door.
Look, he's kicking. He's kicking there.
Do it. Come on. You can get over there.
Oh, he's get. Oh.
There he goes.
He's thinking about it now. You gotta think a minute. There we go. You got some power. Go ahead, get it, buddy. Kick in air again. That damn air floor ain't working, is it, bud?
That's fucked up. That's so.
That is fucked up right there. Look at him.
I don't even get there anymore. Now I would pass out before my body gives up.
Yeah. Look at him.
Dude, he's giving himself some good
There you
workout.
go.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on his knees.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, there you go. Oh, come on.
Oh no! Oh shit! He lost it.
Oh my god!
I like how the person over there and the other is just sort of like, yeah, this is a normal Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hey, he just noticed him. Look at him. Look. What the fuck are you doing, man?
He's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm fine. Guys, seriously, I'm okay. I'm just. Oh, there we go.
He got that gangster lean going on like a motherfucker. Just one more beer.
There he goes.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh shit!
Oh shit! No! Oh no!
I like how he grabbed the ball. Oh, that guy was just like, I don't know what to fucking do about him.
He just can't stop leaning back.
Yeah.
That is so fucked, man.
They're trying to they were trying to help him and push him in the right direction. It just wasn't happening. Let's see.
Those are great, man. I love those videos. I love those videos.
So we're coming up towards the last 15 minutes of the stream. If you wanna contribute anything to help me even get close to my goal, which we are not even close right now, feel free to do so, and I will. I'll make sure I read through everything. Also, like I said before, check out the Patreon. The Patreon perks have changed. You can get better shit now, even including appearing on the show for way lower than it's ever been before. And we're gonna watch this video for the last 15 minutes while you guys send in your Streamlabs. This is G-Man questioning how healthy vaccines are.
God. Oh, he looks like he knows it.
Oh yeah, you know what? He's got a 100% winning record.
Yep, he's never lost.
And today we're going to be talking about just how healthy these vaccines really are, and should we question these vaccines, or should we just go with the flow and do what most people do, and that's, when you need to get a vaccination, just go get it done, and not asking any questions. We're going to be talking about all of this today.
Don't pretend like you're not allowed to ask questions. That's insane. You're allowed to. The thing is vaccines.
Vaccines.
Yeah, vaccines prevent diseases that you will either become incredibly sick or die from. They prevent those diseases that we've mostly eradicated from our part of the world. And it's way worth it to get the vaccine and not have to deal with those illnesses, and to not have to worry about the spread of those illnesses.
Again, if you don't like this type of conversation, if you don't like to question things, if you don't like to use critical thinking,
oh my God, G-Man is telling other people they don't like to use critical thinking. G-Man, that's
so
rich.
What's the gist here? That vaccines, they do what? They cause autism?
He'll say they do something. There's no evidence whatsoever they cause autism, and you know what? That is like people being anti-vaccines is something I never came across in my life until I moved to the United States.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, vaccines are bad." I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Want to die of the chicken? What? Yeah, and we hardly ever had cases of the measles or anything like that since vaccines became standard practice. Until recently, now that we have this anti-vaxxer movement, we see in these certain communities where a lot of anti-vaxxers live, now children are getting measles. It's crazy.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Why would you want your kid to die or get like super sick?
They believe the health risks outweigh the facts that these vaccines. There's hardly any. The worst risk of a vaccine is that you might have a reaction. You can have reactions to vaccines. You can have allergic reactions, or your body can mimic the symptoms of getting the illness. That happens too.
Right. Or you get like just like a cold or something, you know? That happens a lot. You get like flu-like symptoms
If
for a
you
week or whatever.
you can have a flu you can have a flu vaccine and get flu-like symptoms because of the vaccine, but that's actually an indication that your body is creating the antibodies necessary to actually fight the flu virus. So
And then some of them are actually pretty painful. Like the one that you get against
tetanus.
No, that it's a girls only. The one that you get for the genital warts because it can cause I don't know what it's called, but it can cause like ovarian cancer and
it's human papilloma virus. It's a genital warts.
That one you get three vaccines and each one hurts more, and I just remember I couldn't lift my left arm for a whole week.
Sure.
It was so sore.
I've seen people
that was my worst vaccine experience
I've seen people have bad reactions to tetanus shots too.
They usually hurt. Like they make you sore a little bit. Like when I got my flu shot this year already, my arm was sore for a couple days, I think, and then I had the sniffles for 2 days, and now I'm good.
Somebody's made a video where you can go learn about bunny rabbits getting killed by lions or tigers for food. Or whatever. You know, but if you are interested in this topic, I am more than happy to oblige with you. So anyway, as promised, before we even get into the conversation, I wanted to go into the top comment that was made in my previous video, something I'm going to start making a practice on GTV here today. What I'm going to be doing in the future, I'm going to look for top comments and I'm going to respond to them. And I did say that if somebody had something intelligent to say regarding my previous video or had an answer to the question that I made, in which I said that, how exactly does a vaccine both help?
Also, just so you know, he's made videos saying that chemotherapy is bad. And that if you have cancer, you shouldn't have chemotherapy. You should take this vitamin that's actually like cyanide or something.
Down on premature deaths in children in America and improve health and also reduce the population. I wanted an answer for that, and I noticed.
Hey Billy, stop your trolling, Billy Kringle. You're ridiculous with your trolling, buddy.
That a lot of my science friends on here who are very critical of the things that I say on this channel have no answer for that. And I'll prove it because on my previous video, I looked for the top comment that was made by one of them, because usually when somebody gives you a good answer, you got to take it seriously. And it could sway you into, changing your mind on this. I did have a conversation with somebody a while back.
G-Man, I'm guessing your record is 0.0%. You have changed people's minds to your views. Seriously.
Just look at that face.
Yeah.
How would you not trust him?
I'll tell you what though, G-Man looks young for his age. He's actually he's over 40 years old. He's probably like 41 or 42. And he works out and stuff and he runs marathons and that kind of stuff.
Hot black guys, I'm telling you.
Wow. G-Man, I don't know though, I don't know. Part of me thinks G-Man
personality will
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Regarding vaccines, and it was a good conversation because it was somebody who disagreed with me and actually changed my mind a little bit until I started doing some further research regarding this. So I'm kind of like back and forth on the topic and whatnot. But let me go into the top comment that was
he goes all the time.
So I'm trying to find.
Wow, this is terrible.
What?
Okay, here we go. Let me find the top comment. I would read all of the comments, but if I do that, some of you are going to be asking me why am I wasting my time reading.
One time when we had G-Man on, I was just asking him like the bluntest questions ever. Like, have you smoked weed before? And he wouldn't answer that. I asked him if he liked titties, and he wouldn't answer that either.
Really?
Yeah. I asked him
what did he say?
He said he wouldn't answer. He also wouldn't answer if he jerked off.
And that, he just straight up not give an answer, or walk you around the block, or
well, he would like act weird about it, but he wouldn't give a straight answer.
Some of the stuff
I always
He's very-
when I get on with him. I always flirt with him. He gets really uncomfortable.
You know,
I'll say, "Hey, baby."
after the whole doxing thing happened with G-Man recently, I don't think I think he may have deleted me, even though I had nothing to do with that. I think he may have deleted me from Skype because but
He went crazy, boy.
Yeah.
You got defriended.
I know. Oh no. Here he is. He's still there. Should I add him to the call and see if he answers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. It's gonna mess up everybody's window, but hold on, let me see.
That's okay. I
Yeah.
want to talk to this guy.
I want
Okay.
to talk to that beautiful black man.
Let's see if he does. Let's see if he can.
With his big, beautiful black Jesus dick.
Black Jesus dick.
Why do I have to move my mess into focus here? There you go.
Yeah.
Alright.
I guess that kind of fixes it.
It does something.
It does something.
I don't know if he's
go.
gonna answer. We'll see.
He's not gonna
He does answer random calls a lot though. I don't think he's going to. G-Man?
Tell him I'm here.
He'll act uninterested even if he is.
Is he there?
No, he's gone.
Oh.
Yeah, he's gone now. Poor G.
You can go back to the video as of September 1st, 2018. You can go read the comments that was left since then. And you can see that I'm not making this up when I say that the top comment came from a person called John Ama A. Jesus Cristo. So I don't know what that is in Spanish, but I'm gonna read the.
You don't know what that means? Well, Jesus Cristo means Jesus Christ.
What?
Wow.
What is Jesus Cristo? I don't understand.
Yeah, you know what? He probably really doesn't understand what that means, and that's hilarious. He's dumb as a box of rocks. He really is.
I perceive to be the top comment because a lot of these other comments on here. Wait a minute, somebody just left a comment here. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Hold on, wait a minute. Put a little G-Man
Yeah.
in it.
A lot of these people are saying the same thing. They want to know what school I went to. We're going to be talking about that today too and everything. But I want to read John Emma A. Cristo comment here because honestly and truthfully, it's the best comment on here. The rest of the stuff
the
on
one
here is
you
under
agree with the
criticism.
most, I'm sure.
And you could tell they only watched about 3 or 4 minutes of it and stopped watching and then left some weird comment. So anyway, he says, I do not trust doctors. I prefer to research how our ancestors dealt with illness. I rather use God's plants to cure illness than man.
Then why can't I smoke weed, G-Man?
Wild lettuce is
What about when people want to use God's plant marijuana to help with illnesses? You're against that.
I
for
mean,
some
he
reason.
has a point there. A lot of illnesses are caused by our modern way of living.
Sure.
But that's not like shit like
But-
that you take regular medicine for.
Yeah, and the thing is about cancer is, I mean, chemotherapy is bad for you, but it's really bad for cancer. And when cancer
Right.
is killing you, taking chemotherapy to kill the cancer before the cancer kills you is your best bet. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, it is proven by now that returning to a diet that is closer to our ancestors with whole foods and less grains actually reduces the risk of cancer and can help chemotherapy.
so you're saying like a
therapy,
more
I can tell.
paleo diet, like a paleo diet?
I mean, I did paleo for 4 years, and it really helped me a lot with a lot of issues with my autoimmune disease and shit. But it's like, it's not a cure-all. It doesn't replace modern medicine.
Yeah.
It helps, but it's not like, oh, you know, you act like your ancestors did and you're going to be fine. That's bullshit.
Let's watch this.
Oh god.
That's good animation.
Here in my dingy room.
This wasn't even the one I wanted to watch. I downloaded the wrong one.
Adding more shit to my wish list on Amazon. Send
You know what? This one's great, but this is non-topical because I
love
wanted.
it.
Yeah, I wanted to play the one that's about G-Man. It's great.
All right.
I love it. Let's see.
Sent to my home address.
Before your eyes I just destroyed the no true Scotsman fallacy. I broke the 9th commandment, or did I commit apostasy? You have no grounds to judge me with your subjective morality. Once again I have exposed your atheist hypocrisy. My knowledge is extensive in all matters of biology. Natural selection is a strict impossibility. I believe in evolution only when you show to me a canine turned into a non-canine in a laboratory. The God you do not worship is believed in quite consistently. An answered premise logically at its own causality. You can't say he's not real until you've been to every galaxy. So let me ask you, how can you reject him so
Let me ask you. He does say that. He does say axe instead of ask, so that's dead on.
I'm preaching to the choir with my stupid fucking ministry, refuting your assertions of the Bible's inconsistency. I talk a load of fucking shit about biblical slavery, and underneath the carpet I sweep anything unsavory. I declare a war, I'll fry the buns of Eve specifically. She's feeding you a bunch of number 2 in actuality. I suck the cock of breaking and the pussy of Shani is me. While Veckle's dick is pummeling my asshole continuously.
Veckle.
All your eyes I just destroyed the no true Scotsman fallacy. I broke the 9th commandment, or did I commit apostasy? Read your Bible and do what it says, and you'll be just like me, the winner of the jackpot in the fucking gun lottery. Read your Bible and do what it says, and you'll be just like me, the winner of the jackpot in the fucking gun lottery.
This is so good.
Okay, and the same guy. This is Sci-10 Atheist, so you guys should check out his channel. I don't know when's the last time he's made anything.
Good.
This Africa. So we had a thing on our show where we had G-Man on, and we asked him if starving Christian existed. We just asked him if starving children existed, and he wouldn't give a straight answer about it. Yeah. So then, just after that, he called the Atheist Experience and argued with Matt Dillahunty about slavery. And they got into a hypothetical argument, and Matt Dillahunty told G-Man he'd make him pick weeds out of his yard. So Sci-10 Atheist took this and made this gem. This is Sci-10's best video. There's fucking bionic dance in this shit.
I can't stand that person.
You don't like bionic dance?
Not at all. That fucking tard.
Round 1, fight! Read your Bible. Do what it says. Reading Exodus 21.
I love the Japanese accent over it.
Oh God, they're on a plantation.
Oh yeah.
He's picking the weeds out of Dillahunty's yard.
Oh, good, get it. Music.
Dillahunty, unspecified penalty.
Oh shit!
G-Man wins! Oh, G-Man versus Starving Christian.
That's so well made. I love it.
It's We Are the World. The background music is We Are the World. Which was the song that they made to promote, to raise money for starving people in Africa.
Oh Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with Michael Jackson and like a whole bunch of people.
I remember that.
Finish
No, stop him, Christian. Team wins.
Counter fighter. How much more time? I think we're good. I think that about wraps it up. Thanks for being on the show. Before I go, anything you guys want to plug or anything?
After show my channel after this.
Yeah, you go on ahead and do yours.
You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Subscribe to my YouTube channel that is quite dormant right now because I'm like buying a house and shit and doing stuff.
Are you Are you doing the Onion Rings podcast thing? Is that really happening?
I probably not.
Aww.
I'm working so much right now, and with buying the house and having a new puppy, it's just YouTube is honestly suffering. But I'm on Instagram a lot. I am a fitness instructor. I post a lot of fitness stuff there, and I post a lot of cute puppy pictures on my Twitter. So
there you go. What you godless engineer?
Well, I'm mainly on YouTube here, Godless Engineer. I do a lot of like response videos, Bible study, and I look at comments, and I review a lot of flat Earth and pseudoscience type videos. So we have a pretty good time over there. I know most recently I actually made Him at Meta's Friendly Atheist blog with that Matt Powell guy. Apparently Confederates were shooting pterodactyls down in like 1865. So
what?
That's what got me on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to email you the little video snippet that I have because it's quite hilarious. But anyways, yeah, so I'm on there. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Godless Engineer and stuff. So yeah. I do all that kind of stuff. So subscribe if you like my white knighting here.
Recently, over on Drunken Peasants, we had a flat Earth rapper cut a diss track on us against me and Billy.
Really?
Yeah, against me and Billy. It's this guy.
Which one?
The Brain Sale.
Wanna see it all you a rat, you a punk, you a snitch. The kind that make my trigger finger wanna itch. Don't make me flinch. You listen to me when I say.
I'm gonna get to the part where he talks about us. Let's see. I think it's like right over here.
No punches.
Are you globeheads?
Can't fuck with this.
You ain't shit.
I think you woke, but you don't know the half. Grab a pen and take notes. About to give you a class. You will never get it past. Your jokes are trash. All you ever do is talk out your ass. About to put you on blast. Billy the Fridge. You look like Zach Galifianakis with the dyke version. Little raps can't match.
The dyke version of Zach Galifianakis.
Just try and burn me. I'll return from the ashes. Francis, I like to rage too against the system. Not no Mountain Dew. I heard on the low that you tricked your followers into paying for your liposuction too. How you still fat then? Jacqueline Glenn, Adam's apple bigger than all average men. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I really think between those legs is a dong. Hold on, CC. Don't think I forgot you, but lead me to a sheep. I'm a monster.
I want to think. Always going after Vadim too. I want to believe he's a troll, but I don't know. I always want to believe they're trolls. I wanted to believe G-Man was a troll too. Anyway, yeah, that's the end of the show. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thanks for watching.